You know, my knowledge of the law is inadequate. I had a vision a long time ago. Well, and I saw my whole life strewn out, and the echoing repercussions rippling for hundreds of years. Thousands even. But that was just, for the most part, partly false projection, and certainly God and the devil are involved, with that kind of thing. But yeah, all that, I'm speaking of this vision I had at the age of 7. But go ahead, be low. Go as low as you can. You're all going to be shown to be a lot of rabid dogs, false protectors of an overly aggressive breed, in addition to you being rabid and dim-witted. Yeah, I'm okay, Anna. I'm okay with whatever you want to do. This is an artistic battle that I've been fighting, And it's about a lot of things, It's about free speech, and it's about the Second Amendment. It's about basic human liberties necessary for survival. And with my art, I'm talking about essentially real things. I'm always talking about essentially real things. And I'm not lying. But I always give a disassociational out for folks, because most folks are silly little insane children, bottom line, when it really comes down to it. They're very, very, very weak. So I'm here to sharpen people up a bit. I'm a sharpener. I once, sharpened shears for a living. It was a part-time job anyway. I'd have to be constantly on the move every day, and have really devote all my energy into that. If I wanted to make that work. Though, I was competent, I'd been programmed to project the wrong image. I'd been, anyway. And all these rumors, just like before. were spread around about me. You know. So, anybody, I mean, yeah, people have had it in for me since I was a little kid. And the times when I, improved myself, I mean, was able to shrug off, some of the malevolent influence, surrounding me, and bob and weave around it, and act in a kind of high vibrational way for a time, and get beyond it. We're very few and far between. I'm not. I'm just a man trying to make it in the world. I'm just a man trying to survive. But everywhere around me, I'm dealing with criminals. I'm dealing with evil-minded, wicked scum. And readings from this little machine evidently don't constitute evidence of a directed energy weapon being used against me. They've had some real powerful ones, being deployed against me. And it vibrates those nanotech crystal particles, that you've been dosed with somehow, some way, or that formed inside if they cultivated these things with electromagnetic frequencies. Let's do this stage, so they run this frequency. Oh, now that part of the process is done. On to the next one. Now it's a different frequency. Yes, he has the building blocks in his blood. We can do this. And then they use these real concentrated, laser-like directed energy weapons. These things must be as long as the couch. And they got mounts up there. Heavy mounts, heavy like tripods, and you hear this metallic clicking and clanking, as they're repositioning and just aiming these different weapons. All right, they're going for different, biological effects as punishment. They can give you a directed dream. I had a real interesting one a few nights ago. And a friend of mine, she was sleeping here, and she told me they're going to tell you, they're going to show you what you are. The whole thing was a big psyop. A disgusting psyop. Just manipulation. It's not that it didn't. It's not that it didn't kind of, stab me in the heart a little. But it's manipulation. It's not. It isn't anything. Yeah, go ahead. Be low. Go as low as you can. Show yourselves for who you are. A lot of rabid dogs. We keep silent as the wolf approaches, goes into the chicken coop. Oh, just kill one or two. It's a big coop, Thousands of chickens in cages. And then later, the wolf trots back. He leaves a wing or two, the heart, the liver, sometimes. You know, what would they just, they just tax him a bit, Well, I'm out of ideas, so I'll let you go. But really, I mean, you do your worst because I can't, my heart really hurts, and it's like straining. It just hurts. It's been racing, some kind of poison, something. Electromagnetic waves can do that. So tonight, I'm gonna sleep with some kind of greenstone like this. Well, no, not the jade. That'll ease me into death. It's almost like morphine. Now, what do I have? If I had an emerald, an emerald slab, a cheap one, not gem quality, you could just tape that thing right over my sternum. And that might protect me, even if they aim at my heart. Yeah, I should be sleeping in a Faraday cage. I should have a hanging multi-metal mesh curtain, Really, I should be in a lead-lined coffin. That would block everything out entirely. Imagine, having a real, just being in your own mind, in total privacy. Think what that would be like. Oh, I know, friends, this is just a bunch of crazy talk. Yes, they managed to diagnose me as being schizophrenic. So now, this is all, terribly concerning. So, right, of course, none of this is real. All right.
Keep the device in your head to feel this way? It's like a runner's constant runner's high, huh?
Minimum of an hour a day.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. But we're using it several hours, so they don't want to put it down. They call it their
Just
name.
give me a minute.
Sure. And it's completely natural.
Developing a
this would help with
training
somebody who
program.
has a stroke.
I have not done it.
This is high-level stuff.
On strokes, but if they recover, I want you to be in with 12 gauge. And when you get your entire body encased in an imaginary 12 gauge, like a magnetic cage, you feel as if your body is sweating or moving in space. But your body is brightly alert.
Yeah, I've had that experience before. But it's more like a twilight waking
Exactly.
state.
But the one we do with it.
Amazing. And this is wonderful again before intensive surgery or after intensive surgery. So you really trained your mind over the years to deal with pain.
Exactly.
So because anyone can do this.
They practice.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see what they will start. But, it's like,
and gas still spewing on Hawaii's Big Island. I'm Pam Crusoe, Fox News. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is showing no signs of settling down.
The prognosis is for this to continue. We see no slowdown in activity. Our seismic and geodetic data coming from the region still indicate magma accumulating.
Tina Neal with the U.S. Geological Survey. The erupting volcano has forced nearly 2,000 people from their homes. The threat is lava and toxic gases.
because of those
magnitude quake. The Russia investigation reaches a close friend and confidant of President Trump. The AP is reporting that investigators have questioned Tom Barrett, who played a crucial role during the campaign.
So he has first-hand knowledge of the president as a person, as a businessman, and as the candidate, which is why investigators had a broad range of questions for him. One individual familiar with the interview told the Associated Press that the questions included financial matters about the Trump campaign, the transition, and the inauguration.
That's Fox's Garrett Kenny. A warning to President Trump from his Iranian counterpart. Hassan Rouhani says if the U.S. pulls out of the Iran nuclear deal, it would become a historic regret for America. President Trump has long criticized that landmark agreement.
If the U.S. pulls out of the Iran deal, most experts say what happens next will be difficult to predict because Washington is only one party to the agreement. France, Russia, China, the UK, Germany, and Iran could still honor the deal. But if the U.S. wants, there will likely be a global implication.
That's Fox's David Lee Miller. Fox News, fair and balanced.
A one-year subscription comes out to only 15 cents a day. Sign up today at coasttocoastam.com.
Oh, God. Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done? So something like that. You know? That's how they want me to compromise myself. Can't do it, friends. But you know, I can teach women martial arts and anti-rape strategies, as well as rape survival strategies. It can happen to a man too, even the toughest of men, I assure you. Okay. So ladies, what are we looking at in terms of essential equipment? Or an ensemble, if you will. And I know you women like to dress up. So we've got the ball peen hammer and its carrier. You want to strike with the narrowest point of percussion. So that's the ball. Though the edge, the 90-degree, roughly 90, well, the 45, if it were flattened to a 90-degree, that it could cut in better. To a dreadful, vile, rape culture enthusiast. So then we have the knife. And this is just a survival knife, but also I'll teach daggers. The narrowest, spindliest things, and then later, well, anyway. But a survival knife is your most all-purpose knife. Helps you to survive. With it, you can make all kinds of other tools that you need, or you can give it to a man who knows more about such things. Perhaps. Perhaps. You know, any man could use a hammer. You know, sometimes. Sometimes. And then, you know, you just need some old beater gear, you know, like this, and just basic athletic equipment. So, the ball peen hammer, it's really a good knife trainer. I don't mean for you to fight with a hammer and a knife. That would be the most advanced kind of thing. But anyway, the hammer makes a good knife trainer because it's heavier. And this gets you accustomed to using bigger knives that are blade heavy. Using all kinds of tools like a hatchet, if you had to, you know, for survival, keep your young alive and a harsh winter in a post-collapse society. if that day should come, and I don't expect it has to. But you see, people are so egoistic. They don't have a cooperative spirit, you know, like women do. Infinity Violet, she taught me that. What a charmer. She's just the residue of this past life Portuguese sorceress that lived about 250 years ago. Was kind of behind the scenes character, you know, applying all those feminine wiles, you know, and marvelous ways, marvelously magical ways, don't you know? So we train with the ball peen hammer. The first thing to recognize is that you can kill on the draw stroke, or at least knock a man under the chin, or hit him full on in the groin. And we learn how to step. So we step. So we just step. We step and swing. Step and swing. And then we want to come down. Sinking. Sinking. Leaning forward. Sinking. Leaning forward. Twisting. Twisting. Sinking. Leaning forward. Twisting, going all the way through, 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 through. Then later, we learn the magic of associated with the speed switch and so on. All right, you got me, girls. Do I make myself clear? This is the safest way to keep a knife concealed. And you see, when it's up against your skin like this, it only leaves this little crease. Just momentary little creases. That's because it's not sliding. If it were sliding or vibrating at a high rate of speed, like a chainsaw, like a stationary. Anyway, you see the edge, it's nothing but a mountain range. Mountain range. Mountain range. Reject that back there. It's nothing but a mountain range. Jagged peaks, craggy crevices, terrifying creatures living down there, horrifying. And they can't wait to taste the blood. Anyway, so this like this. You can try it with a kitchen knife. Or better yet, one of our custom trainers. A lightweight implement that you can carry anywhere. And it makes an alright weapon with the right inserts. Didn't see that, did you? Did not see that, did you? So we can also do, if you have a shiny blade, and I would recommend one, also do little chambering flourishes. Like this. It draws his eye, and then you kick him. You kick him, slash him, slash him, slash him, slash him, stab his eyes out. So next we'll learn the tutorial on how to switch your grip, 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 switch your grip. Remember, your hand should be like a snake. Like a snake. And watch the way monkeys move. Especially spider monkeys. Yeah. Next piece of equipment is a headband for a lapis lazuli stone. Now this is just a bare bones, your basic black trainer, you know. We're coming out Genuine X. We're coming out with a whole line of very stylish headbands for the lady in your life, you know. And well, the stone, you know. It's why it is none other than the famous lapis lazuli that the Egyptian royalty favored. This was made with an Anunnaki technology, a type of Anunnaki frequency generator, I would suppose. Mainly a smelting process, though. And it's sodalite, and some have a fair amount of calcite. Slick blue stone, but there's different types of calcite, you know. You can be down in a cave of calcite. It's all slippery, and if there's a stream in there, it makes it real slick. Real slick. Then there's the fool's gold. The pyrite. This can catch a spark, you know. But not in this low-level concentration. That pyrite, it's kind of squarish lens structure. So if you were a queen or a king, you'd do well to, you know, put this lapis over your third eye, you know, when you slept. And you'd have, you know, an ankh and over your solar plexus and heart. Your heart and your solar plexus, they put out the greatest vibrancy of minute spinning swastikas, so to speak. They're left-hand ones and right-hand ones. You know, the swastika, it's a symbol in Hinduism. The Native Americans like to use it sometimes, but only temporarily because the energy is too powerful. It's too advanced. It's too advanced to understand that at the torsion level of reality, everything's just these terrible fucking fractal clawed fucking things that are infinite in terms of the information they contain, in terms of the actual life. And universe is contained within them. But there are other ones that are going like this. They're all trying to link up. And when they all do, we'll know what heaven and hell is. But enough of that. Anyway, so we're selling specially charged crystals. Like this carnelian, which is down here at its second chakra level, roughly. And, you know, gives you some animal strength. It reconnects you with your animality, with the animal side. And the animals are higher than the human beings in their totality of their realization. They are higher and less harmful than the human who is trying to replace God. Anyway, so these are specially charged, and we have one that's a deterrent weapon, and I'll show you that trap, you know, to protect you while you sleep. All it is a stone. Then you configure household objects to in such a way that it creates an alarm when you have no dog. Let's say your dog got shot, you know, with a silenced .22, or was poisoned with chocolate. I'm sorry. You know, this is some high-level stuff. It's really for only the advanced and elite young ladies. This is why I'm offering this program for the low price of just $900. You get the full DVD set. Isn't it marvelous? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's beautiful. So then we'll roll in all that you know, it just we'll show girls, you know, going through the program and they're out there in nature, in beauteous nature, right next to a national park, you know, or you know. Anyway, out there at the training facility, and they leave there empowered in ways that few women have ever been. All of them veritable Joan of Arcs, you know. You know, ladies, this is so that you can help men help you. There can be greater understanding. That's all. That is all. And I want you to donate to the Save Charles Foundation. We're preserving the memory through a custom publication of Helter Skelter. I was communicating with him telepathically during his last hours, and he said, "Hey, John boy, I want you to write this I want you to write this script. I mean this book."
Yeah, how you doing, man?
All right. So you're on the radio, right?
Radio 104.51, Hobo Radio.
Hobo Radio.
Yoda and the Sasquatch.
Yoda and the Sasquatch.
We play alternative hits.
We play alt hip hop.
This is New York, New York.
By the Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang Clan.
All right.
Are you taking pictures of us?
Yes.
Or are you filming us?
Filming. Is that all right? It's a way to promote your station. Yes, I do.
Alright, so what is your YouTube channel?
It is yes, it is John Boy McCracken.
John Ward McCracken.
John Boy McCracken.
John Boy
McCracken. You've seen Hobo Radio
on the Hobo Radio.
All right.
on the YouTube channel.
Take it easy, guys.
To you.